these are like a quarter.
I recommend you raise at least one of the rates,
The individual?
either the season passes or across the board, or the daily. We need, and then next year do whatever the one you didn't do. Just needs to be,
I'll rescind mine.
We were down by 3 cents.
Somebody else can have it, or should I raise it?
You send your motion?
I rescind it.
And I'll rescind second.
Is that work? We good with that, Ken?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, what do we gotta do with the rates?
I like the idea of just raising one this year, and then maybe look at the next year for another one.
Is there a way that we could get some of this earlier in the year like that, so that we're not looking at it in April? Steve?
it's
Like
more a question of
a
when,
lot of the other
it's
rates.
more a question of when Kathy compiles all the data. Do we have it in January, or is that?
Or is that
Or
asking
February.
too much, or February?
Well,
By-
yeah, probably by
I think if we put it in the motion that we're gonna review
review it,
next
Well-
year,
maybe even review it at the end of this season. Even,
So we can
maybe do it
talk about
at
it
the
and
end of this
And note
season.
the expenses and the, if there was a net loss or net gain or whatever.
Because put my logic into it, I'd rather talk about raising rates in September instead of in April, right before the season starts. If you do it then the
people will,
outrage wears off
Put a notice,
mildly.
put a notice in paper back then.
I mean, if you look at every year since 1996, and add that up, that's a lot of money,
Lost.
a lot of money. I know outdoor pools in Minnesota, it's not like we're gonna make money, but
Yeah.
there shouldn't be a
So
millstone.
will you email me today?
Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah. It's hard to get all this together by September of every year though, because you still have expenses for the pool rolling in into October, November, you know.
I'm thinking
But by then,
February.
yeah, by then for sure.
That way it gives us time to put the stuff out.
Mhm. Raise one this year, so we don't have so much pain.
Okay, I'm gonna make a motion that we raise the season's ticket to $5, plus whatever it was, so,
Across the board.
yes.
I'll second it.
Motion by Mr. Dahl, second by Mr. Hansi.
Are you gonna do number 2 and number 3 also, then?
So two,
Or you wanna
well,
do
that's
the-
pretty much set with the raise at the 650 and all
We still
that,
have
so,
to- we still have to approve it.
yeah. I'll also say, same with number 2. And number 3, across the board.
I'll second it.
Good to go, Burton?
Yep.
What do you think, Roger?
What?
What do you think? Good to go?
I think it should be less. See what happens this year. We just had some bad years.
We're gonna have another bad one.
This is gonna be a warm year.
All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes, thank you.
But
Reports, updates, and ordinance is done, reports, updates, and miscellaneous, anything?
We started sort of a slow start on the road project. So,
I saw
they went by and they did some drilling, last Friday, I believe, to check the, how the roadway made it through the winter, and check the depths of the rock and components of it, to see if it mixed or anything. So we'll wait to get that information back, but the cement contractor's been out and started looking things over, and so we should start seeing some action fairly soon.
So, maybe 15th of April, or that too quick, or?
I honestly don't know, they haven't asked for a pre-construction meeting, so I don't think that anything huge is gonna happen anytime, like within a week. But, as soon as I hear from them, we'll get the word out to everybody, to the community, about what the impacts are gonna look like. MnDOT is adding a mill and overlay on the south bridge, heading south towards where that new blacktop was put in on 43. They're gonna add that into this project. We don't have to pay for it. We're like the pay agents, I guess. So they're going to be putting what that cost is into the project that we would then just pass through to McHugh and whoever the subs are. But Kathy still has some questions regarding that. We'll bring that to the council when it's ready for you to review, but just to let you know that there's gonna be that change added to the project.
So, they had to drill how many holes, or have any ideas? So
A lot of them, I
A
didn't
lot?
count, yeah, I didn't.
the results won't be coming back for several days, maybe a week, or?
I would think.
So the anticipated finish time is still the 15th of June?
June 15th is what the council gave them, and after that
Yes.
date, they get fined.
So there's some incentive there to move it along. Now, there shouldn't be any subsidence or anything really has gone wrong in that gravel that we put down, I would think.
First day of the stable fall to start, is there a set date?
No, they've already passed it, the
Already
frost's out, so they can start anytime. I think it's a question of when the plants are gonna be fired up, and
Alright, everybody's been asking me when they're gonna get started.
Yes.
All I have been telling them is, I know they gotta be done
Right.
June 15th. That's the date that matters. And just for funsies, my rough math on the losses from 1996 to now was $287,000.
right, so we've lost almost $300,000 since '96.
Well, but what have we gained
Right,
also?
we've gained swim-proof kids who, when they fall in the river, they don't drown.
We've had, 300 kids a year get lessons, and
Absolutely.
Right,
There's all of that, but we have to balance it off of our ability to pay for it.
right.
15 teenagers a year get a job.
Well, I would like to see, just, if somebody came up with some money for some scholarships, that they ought to give a stipulation where, upon completion of their college education, they spend 2 years or some amount of time back in the city that gave them the scholarship in the beginning. There's a big multi-millionaire down in someplace in the southeast that was a requirement of his money. And they've had very good success.
You gonna put your name on the
Hey, let me win the lottery and I will do it.
The $1 Million Doll Scholarship.
Hey,
Move to
it would
adjourn.
have to be more than that.
Motion by Mr. Bunky, second by Mr. Hansi to adjourn. All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Hey,
Opposed?
Hey,
don't eat your phone.
hey,
Motion
hey,
passes. Oh, what'd you think is gonna happen?
you were probably gonna bust your handle.
Bust your handle.
If I bust that handle, it's not going to be when I'm adjourning a meeting.
No?